Hi guys, welcome back to Tom Mods Things. Today we are working on this absolute mess again. We are working Max Power Project 106. We are going to be sorting this stuff. It's something that an engine bay should look like. Right guys, so as you saw in my previous video, put the little blob thing somewhere on the screen to link back to that if you haven't. We actually got Project 106 Max Power started, be it that it was running a little bit rough at first, but then we finally got it going. So we are still working through all the cabling to work out why the fuel pump isn't priming based off of the actual wiring loom itself, but we got it running by effectively running this bypass cable straight direct to the positive on the battery, which may be something that we do into the future, but I'm going to try and at least attempt to sort it out to begin with. So today's job is take this and all this stuff around here, and effectively we're going to take all the plastic bits that we've got that used to be in here, and we're going to start to piece everything back together again, as well as going over all of the grounding points to make sure that all of them are all nicely cleaned up, and then we're just going to put it all back together to make it all look nice and tidy under here, because kind of happy that this has started now, so it's a much easier job moving forward. So if we can start to put all the bits back together under here, then I think that's a good thing to do. Started taking the manifold off, anyone that sees my Instagram, so all of the nuts came off, so this is now sort of loose, which is great. Nothing snapped, which is the main thing, because I was looking at the sort of slight rust that was all around here and thinking, well, seeing how my Porsche went and then looking at this, I was thinking, yeah, this is going to be terrible, and I'm going to have to start helicoil or re-drilling threads into the block. But luckily it all sorted itself out, so we're going to get this off at some point. I need to just disconnect the downpipe from underneath the engine block, and then that can all come off, and then we're going to replace it with something new and shiny, which should be really nice. This whole top cover, we're going to take this off and we're going to get all this resprayed. I think I've had this knocking around for a rainy day, which I was going to be using on the Pagani, but I'm thinking I'm going to try and find a mounting point in here, because I absolutely hate this, and also it sits right in line of where the ducts come down here anyway, so it's not a great thing. So what I'd prefer to do is have it vent and get another filter to put on the end of this, but then have this, I don't know, mounted maybe over here or up here. We'll find a good place for it that kind of suits where everything is in the engine bay, and then effectively we'll bin that off and have a catch can instead. And then yeah, other thing, looking out for an ECU cover, because I know I don't have one of those. Got the fuse box cover and everything, which we're going to get out in a minute and start to put all the wires back through and get this all mounted up in here. And then we're just going to start to get various bits back on again, taking off some of the fasteners and replacing those for nicer pieces that don't look so sort of scummy. And then we'll get to the bottom of some of this wiring as well that's kind of loose in here without any indication as to what it does or whether it's totally required. We got rid of the inertia switch in the end, and I've just plugged it for the moment, but what I'm going to do is take this off, solder the connections together, and then heat shrink the whole thing, and then this whole thing can then sort of just be, I don't know, tucked away. Still don't know what this connector's for, but we'll work that out as we go along. There's quite a few things like this on here which are not connected to anything, but it doesn't seem to stop it running, so that's yeah, not the end of the world. And then moving through into the back, we've got all the wiring for the rear tail lights and all of the sort of miscellaneous stuff that happens back here. As you can see, I've tidied all of this up, which is all looking nice and crispy now, and started to look at getting the interior back in. So we're going to sort out all of these grounding points, as I said earlier, and then we're just going to sort out all the wiring, and then I'm actually going to start to look at putting all these trim pieces back in here, because I don't think we're going to need to get access behind there anytime. Yeah, just going to crack on with that now and get some stuff started. Right, and here's a quick update on obviously this department. I think you can agree that it's looking much better at the moment, with everything starting to tidy away and things sort of being cleaned up and stuff. We did give the top coat, just this, a quick sand, and then just spray over the top. And obviously it's not perfect because I think this is and sort of other bits like pipe work and stuff is going to be left up to you guys to decide on what sort of colour and style we want to go with the engine bay. Found some bits where they do like full chrome kit, where you like get chrome bits for this and a chrome bit over here and a bit over here and then chrome here and here, and I mean the whole thing will all be all shiny, and then we can look at maybe getting chrome inlets up here and across here and just go absolutely to town on it with like LEDs in there and stuff. But there's other options. We could go with carbon, or we could colour code everything, and so I've just blacked everything out for the moment just to kind of give us a nice base, and then once we start to work through all the other bits like the colour of the car and the interior and all the other bits that we've got to decide on, then we can also do all the engine stuff. But yeah, I think it's come up pretty well, to be honest. It's looking a little bit more like a an engine that looks like it'll work now, rather than just a load of bits that just so happens to work. Strip back a load of the cabling and stuff. This one is for the wiper and stuff, which we're going to get in, but we're going to do a single wiper in the middle because that's very much of the in keeping of the era. We can get all of that sort of stuff mounted up, and we're going to carry on getting other bits. We'll probably get this fender off, I reckon, today, and then we're going to start to put some more of the interior in a sec as well. But yeah, really happy with how this is coming out, especially once this chromy bit gets put on the front and stuff, and a few of the other bits get blacked out like some of this. It's going to look really smart. The posties just turned up, a few more bits to tidy this up. Got a new brake fluid reservoir, as you'd have seen previously. I've just had a bag on top with a cable tie around it, so this will sort that out. And then picked up some sort of discreet sort of little blue switches, because what I'm going to do is, just for the moment while I'm still troubleshooting everything, is I'm going to wire in the fuel pump into a little switch, which is going to replace one of these bad boys in here. So that will literally just sit in there, which I think is a good space for it really, and then or maybe on the other side, and that will sort that out. Alright guys, cheeky update on what we've been doing. Oh, come round in, try not to take myself out by all these sharp corners. So we've been looking at putting some of the interior panels back in, so you've got kind of all the rear door cards coming up to the roof, just to kind of make sure that everything's kind of looking as it should be without any sort of breakages and stuff. But everything's looking pretty good, to be honest. I'm just checking through now all the seals, so we're just going to try and find the one for the rear of this, but got all the ones in the windows currently going all the way along. And yeah, looking pretty damn good inside here now, to be honest. Tidying up pretty well. Obviously you can't miss the absolutely humongous wing on the back of it. Looking forward to that. And then just been looking at fitment of rear bumper as well. Need to sort out this area here. Everything's kind of mounted up around here, but just need to work out sort of getting this area up and tucked in nicely, just to get a better seam line. I know obviously sort of say Max Power cars back in the day, seam lines were never great on quite a lot of them, but we're going to do our best to get this thing sorted. Got the sunroof back out just to make sure we've got all the components for it. Looks like we have. They've actually screwed back in all of the fixings as well, which is unbelievably helpful, because it means that I don't have to root around in one of those boxes to see if I can, well, actually I've got one box full of bolts, which is that one on the bottom there, which is just all the miscellaneous stuff. So it's quite good that this has already got the bits in, because I just need to get this drain plug unblocked, because this one is blocked, and then I can get this sort of fitted back up again, so that when we start to look at putting all the headliner back in and getting all the mechanism working, we just want to make sure that everything's working before we sort of start to progress further forward with Alright guys, I couldn't resist putting some stuff in. There we go. Start of the video said that we had these, I'm going to put them in, so anyway, so that's what those are going to look like in there. And then I was thinking through seating situations and stuff, because we've got those absolutely rancid ones just over there, which I've only actually kept because just in case I need to use the runners and the mounting points on the bottom. But as some of you who follow the channel for a while know, that I've got the Pulgani outside that I've done all the interior on and changed out all the seats for bucket seats, and so I have the old OEM seats from that. So what I'm thinking, and we could get these retrimmed, and obviously I'll for the general consensus is don't use them, then we won't, but I'm just thinking I've got them for free upstairs, and we're going to see if we can get them in the car and see how they fit, because they are particularly tall. But what's quite cool with these, even though it's only a 2-door, the Porsche, they still come with the little sort of levers to be able to fold the seats forward. So for a 3-door, if I was to put the rear seats back in, which I don't think we will do because we'll want to sort of have enough room for activities in the back, which will come at a later date. So these I think will go pretty well in there. So I'm just going to sort of just lay it in and just sort of see how it looks. I've got to say, the reason they have this on the Porsches for folding the seat forward is because obviously the engine's right behind you, literally right about here if you were sat in it. So they've got engine covers all on the front which you can remove to do like belt changes and the alternator, water pump, all that sort of stuff to make it easier. And so they allow you to flip the seats forward so that you can get access to that panel. Right, and there we go. So I think actually from an aesthetic point of view they fit pretty damn well, to be honest. Just sort of looking at the dimensions and everything. Let's just get the brightness up a little bit just so we can really see it. Yeah, so they actually dimensionally fit pretty damn well, to be honest. The NIF were really clever about it. I can wire in all the electrics and they can be fully adjustable as well, which will be awesome, because obviously all this stuff got no electrics on it. So I think this could be a winner, and we could like retrim all the interior, sort of the inner sort of pieces to colour match to kind of whatever we end up doing with the sort of rest of the panels and stuff in here, and then obviously all the crazy stuff that's on the cards for the rear. But yeah, I'm pretty damn happy with that. I think that looks absolutely mega, to be honest. And the crazy thing is the seats are worth more than the car, so I mean that's the way you're supposed to do it, isn't it? I think maybe right, and then the final thing, in situ. Yeah, classic. Liking where this is going. Well, so I was stuck in here and having to effectively chuck my hand in here for these doors to get to the latch piece behind. But then what I've done is, there we go, fixed it. Jobbed. Right, we couldn't help it, we got in it. Now I'm just going to struggle to get back out again because there's no door locks or anything. So anyway, cheers guys for watching this instalment of the Max Power 106. Made some progress today on sort of all the interior bits and getting various things sorted out. Engine bays now all looking nice and crispy and tidy. I've got some various bits and bobs turning up, switches and stuff ready for putting the rest of the car back together, because now that we, as I say, got it running, we can start to do all the fun stuff, which is putting all of the bits back in. Found some bits already that I'm missing, so going to need to hunt out some interior parts, and then we're going to start putting some polls up on my Instagram, which will be at the end and also in the bio, and then also in these videos as well, where we effectively ask you guys what you want to see on this, because everything's up for grabs. So yeah, until the next one, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.